Welcome, ladies and gentlemen, to Street League Drone Racing. Tonight we're going to be doing some sim racing again, coming back off of our real life event that we got to host in Cali Clash. So we're already about one round into things. We got started a little bit late, but that's alright, because we're going to be jumping into some racing here shortly. So I'm going to go ahead and jump into our Discord lobby, and we will get to it. Alright. I'm going to be attempting to jump into this lobby so you guys can see all of our awesome racing.
Good luck, it's a little tight.
Jump down to spectate here. Alright, should be good. Did I miss anything good?
It was some pretty good racing, just like every single round. Just catching the last couple of times, and we're gonna be able to generate our heats. Where did A Drone race, guys? Did he race or is he out?
No,
there he is.
He had
that last heat where you said only
Yes.
race once.
he had a
Yeah.
minute 38 and change.
Yep, I
1:38.
got his time right here.
Very cool.
Lead Fingers didn't start it. We got that one. All right, we got all the times for all the people, and we're about to generate some heats.
Beautiful. I'm going to go ahead and transition. So this is where we're starting off. Right now we've got Imperius in that number one position, only by 1 point, leading SK Dare with 33 points in second place. Hyper sitting in that number 3 position with 31 points. KB in 4th, Sociopath in 5th, Adrone in 6th, Solus in 7th, and Rocker Guy hanging on to that number 8 position. That's going to be the position you want to be in if you would like to make it to the Elite 8 at the end of the night. And that's going to be where all of the competition starts heating up even more than in points rounds. We're going to be running 6 rounds of points rounds tonight before we jump into our Elite 8. And we are currently we're just about to jump into round number 3. So for those of you who don't know, it sounds like we may be ready to race, so maybe
Want me to? I could deafen you real quick, and I'll get the pilots going.
yeah, go for it.
All right, let's try this.
So for those of you who don't know, this is how things work here at Street League. We'll jump over to that points leaderboard real quick. So each round, you're going to stack up your times for each of the pilots. And for every pilot that pilot beats, he gets that many points. So for each round, you're just trying to set the fastest time you can. If you set a slow time or crash out, it's going to be pretty detrimental. It means a lot of pilots are going to pass you. Potentially the entire field could pass you. So you want to set a really good time, but you also want to make sure you don't really choke or do anything too risky. And then after you've accumulated points for your first round, you jump into the second round. And you will do essentially the same thing. You're going to try to set the fastest time you can for the round, and it's going to be compared to all the other pilots. And you will receive points based on how many pilots you beat. And then as you go through the race, you'll accumulate those points for each round. And your goal is to have the most points at the end of points rounds.
All right, we're ready for round 3, Heat C.
Here we go. So this is going to be our bottom 6 group of pilots from the previous set of rounds. And we're going to be enjoying watching them do some racing. Here we go. We got them loaded on the podium. We've got some start tones. And it looks like Letfingers is in
He
this
was tapped
round.
out for sure.
Definitely tapped out. We see him enjoying the track for himself now as we get underway with King out into that number 1 position. He's battling it out though with Royal and Laws, both in those purple drones behind him. King in that green drone as he goes down through the split S. Nice line from him there right off the bat, starting to get comfortable with this track. We had a couple minutes, I think 30 minutes or so, of qualifying, and that was the pilot's opportunity to learn the track if they didn't already know it. And then they've had 2 rounds of racing up until this point to get really comfortable with it. And it looks like right now both King and Royal have been getting comfortable indeed as they go on to the second lap through the slalom crash/finish gate. And on to the beginning of lap number 2. We're going to see a little bit of a pass here from Royal as we see King have some troubles with that gate. He's now going to be contending with Law's FPV as Leadfinger's already working himself up into that number 4 position. A little bit of a mishap off the start, so that'll affect his time compared to some of the pilots we're about to see in the next round, in the next heats here. But right now, your leader going to be Royal in that purple drone, working his way through the course. On to the final slalom portion he goes. Nice little rear view mirror portion of the track there. The slalom to finish it out. This is the most offset slalom I think I've ever seen.
It's the super slalom.
It is a super slalom indeed, as we see some super racing from Royal as he gets a 141. It's a pretty solid time from him there. King gonna finish out in second, only 3 seconds back. Leadfingers in that 3rd place position with a 145. 5th and 6th place. That battle right now going to be between Flyby Irwin and Streets, working on their laps. Flyby Irwin securing that 5th place for himself. So Streets going to get 6th place in this one, but he's just trying to get the fastest time he can. It's all about that self-improvement.
Alright, Sky, I'm going to hand over the telling which pilots to move into the race to you and be doing the timer in the background so you can just run it smooth.
Beautiful. Our next pilot's coming up. We're going to be looking for Solus, AC, Bernie FPV, Free, Potato FPV, and Rocker Guy. Those are going to be our next pilots. I think we only have pilot photos for a couple of them. That's something we still need to work on. See if we can pull down some pilot photos from Steam.
Right? How cool would that be?
I've got most of the code for it. Someday we'll have that working.
Alright guys, remember how I told you that I'd be moving you in and out of heats this time? I lied. So, pay attention.
Yeah, so we're looking for Solus, Rocker Guy, Free, AC, Bernie FPV, and Potato. Those are going to be our next pilots racing.
Bernie is not in the lobby.
Did we lose Bernie? I don't see him in Discord either.
He is across the pond. He may have went to sleep.
That could be. So I think we're going to lose Bernie for this one. We've got our 5 pilots. Pilots, go ahead and ready up when you are prepared to race. Here we go. We got map load. Here we go. We are on board with Potato FPV as he goes into that first portion of the track. He's going to be immediately chasing the red tail lights of AC. You can see him there just above on the screen. And Free working his way to the front as well, now just ahead of AC. And we've also got Rocker Guy putting himself into the mix as well. This is a really close race so far. We're going to go ahead and jump to that orbit view as we get to check out those white LEDs of Free. Falling now to the back, he was in the lead. A little bit of a mishap there on that portion of the track, and that's going to let Rocker Guy jump into the lead here as he battles it out between Potato and Orange. Potato pushing on the tails of Rocker Guy. Is he going to be able to make that pass through the super slalom they go, the slooper slalom, as we see a slippery mistake from Free going out of the second lap. And your order now is going to be Rocker Guy, Potato, and Solus now in that 3rd place position, fighting it out with Potato, trying to get into that 2nd place spot. Looks like Solus has a really nice line there, but Potato's still hanging on, not letting go of it yet, as Free working his way to try to catch up to the rest of the pack. Through the dive gate they go, down through the low purple gate. And Rocker Guy really making a statement here, getting some distance for himself as he goes on to the last portion of the track. The super slalom's the next part, and it's going to be Potato in that 2nd place position, just trying to hold off Solus until the end. Who's going to be able to get that second place? Not sure yet, but we know for sure that Rocker Guy is going to take that first place position in this heat, Heat B. And who's it going to be for second? It's going to be Potato taking it. Solus getting himself with only 0.1 seconds of that second place position. Solus really making a push there at the end. Some awesome racing between both Potato and Solus in that one.
Took a weird way at the end there. I don't know if it was fast.
That was pretty wild. We're going to be looking for our next group of pilots, though. It's going to be Imperious FPV, SK Dare, Hyper, KB, Sociopath, and Adrone. You guys are up next. Who are we missing? Sounds like we're missing Adrone.
Adrone.
There we go. All right, go ahead and ready up when you're prepared to race, pilots.
Prepared is such a strong word.
It's a bit subjective.
This hard ass lobby.
This is a wild lobby.
Stacked.
I see everybody ready. Oh, there we go. Now it's going.
My computer was lagging.
Let's just do it. It's taking
Oh,
sweet
hopefully
time.
She makes it.
Let's get him, KB. Go, bro.
I tried. Appreciate it though.
KB putting in the work. He's made it up into the A group already after only 2 heats. He's going to be battling it out with some pretty excellent pilots, though. His work is cut out for him, but we've seen him cut out that work before in the past, taking, I think, several wins now in the Street League Sim race. Although we've got Hyper, who is no stranger to the podium and the first place position, along with Imperious. Both of them taking wins as well. Who is it going to be in Heat A? This is going to be our fastest group of pilots of the night so far, all taking off and away in all beautiful different colors. Look at that. You're going to see the purple LEDs of Hyper pushing into the lead here on lap number 1. He's got a whole host of drones following behind. It looks like the closest to him is going to be SK Dare in that red drone, starting to push a little bit on that split S, though, losing out a little tiny bit to Adrone as Adrone now goes down into that 6th place position, unfortunately, and that's going to leave Hyper with a little bit, well, at least one less drone to contend with, but the rest of the drones are in contention. SK Dare the most out of all of them as they go through the super slalom. And 3rd place right now going to be KB, working his way to that podium position in points rounds. 2nd lap here, it's going to be KB making a little bit of a push here on SK Dare. And it looks like KB going to successfully get that pass, but unfortunately pushing too hard, and he's now down. But not out, still in that 3rd place position, and now all the way back up into 2nd as we see a mistake there from, I believe it was Hyper. Hyper now in 3rd place. SK Dare, your leader, going on to the last portion of the track. KB playing chase, and Hyper in that 3rd place position. Through the super slalom they go. Another mistake though from KB. That's going to let Hyper make the pass, and now Sociopath trying to push as well. SK Dare in the lead, he takes the win. 2nd place is going to be Hyper, and then KB in that 3rd place position. Several mix-ups there, as well as just, oh my gosh, I think the
Did you
track,
clip the flag?
That was ugly.
the track is tricky.
It was ugly.
The track is real tricky. I think we saw mistakes from just about everyone in that one.
Yeah, but you clipped that flag, didn't it? That's what it looked like over here.
On the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, I did.
Okay, so I bounced you up.
Yeah.
I did that like the first race.
That recovery was super quick, though. It almost put you back into 3rd, but you managed to hang on to it.
Well, you know, I've had 3 real life mid-airs, and I've survived them all so far.
There you go.
I have yet to get thrown to the ground yet.
There you go.
Dude, you did 2 mid-airs in 1 turn once. That was...
Yeah, and I'm still up in the air.
That's awesome.
I'm the stay in the air king so far.
All right. I believe, although not 100% sure yet, that our next group of pilots
generating right now.
It's gonna be Streets, Flyby Irwin, Laws FPV, Leadfingers, King, Bernie FPV, and that should be your 6.
All right, I'm gonna remember to click into the race and out of the race directing this time. So this start is gonna be spicy.
Oh,
We'll
baby.
be ready for it.
Bring it on.
So here is
Alright.
your next group of pilots.
Get
Bernie
out of
FPV,
here,
King,
Imperious.
Leadfingers, Laws, Flyby Irwin, and Streets. Officially introducing them to our live stream right now. And let's go ahead and take a quick look at our race results after round number 3. So we got a little bit of moving around now. We have SK Dare really setting himself apart now by 3 points in that first place position. Hyper sitting behind him with 47 points. Imperious with 46. KB in 4th place with 42. 5th place is going to be Sociopath, then Rocker Guy, then Solus, and then Adrone in that bubble position with Free and Potato knocking on the door. We actually have a tie now between, who's that? Between our bubble participants. Adrone and Free both tied with 29 points, trying to get into that 8th place
Go,
position so they
Adrone.
can make it into the Elite 8.
You're gonna pass me this round.
Climb our way up there.
I'll put in that work. Got quite a little bit of a heat here. As we're going to jump on board with Leadfingers as he works his way, trying to get to the front of the pack here, but he's going to have some contention between himself and King in the green LEDs, but King having a little trouble with that gate. Still manages to hang on to it though. He's still right there with Leadfingers. That was actually the best recovery I've ever seen in my life for how hard of a crash that was. It's going to be King, Laws FPV, and Leadfingers all side by side until we lose Laws FPV, and now it's just going to be Leadfingers starting to put a little bit of a gap here on King. King playing chase now as they go around the mirror portion of the track, that portion of the track where they get to look back and see who's just behind them. And Leadfingers is going to see the whole field behind him except for King, as King makes the pass on the super slalom. Is he going to be able to hang on to it? It's all a work of momentum right now as they are almost side by side. King and Leadfingers going at it. Leadfingers in yellow, King in green, going over that high gate, but we're going to see Leadfingers crash, and that's going to put him way back now behind King. King trying to take that win. It's only 2 laps in this race, and we're starting to see Leadfingers' race fall apart just a little bit as King pushes his way to the front of the pack. Right now your running order is going to be, oh, it's changing constantly, so I can't even call it out, as King makes a little bit of a mistake, and that's going to let Leadfingers make the pass. They go into the rear view mirror section of the course. Leadfingers leading King as they go on to the super slalom. King had a better super slalom last time. Is he going to be able to do it again going on to the final portion of the race? It looks like he is gaining a little bit of speed there on Leadfingers. Who's going to get the dive? And it's going to be Leadfingers diving in at the last second, beating out King by
way.
0.2 seconds.
Let's go, King!
The
I didn't even
last
see you.
element.
Literally last turn.
Last turn.
The very last turn.
Oh, it's
Leadfingers
on.
Pulling it
It's
out
on, baby.
on King. They got to battle in, where was that? Cotati, California, just a couple weeks ago in our real life Street League race that we got to do. That was our 3rd race of the season, and Leadfingers and King got to battle it out there. And actually no, King, you were not at that one, were you?
Yeah, he was. Yeah, he had the
No, you
source
were.
one that was Forrest
No,
Gumping me in the
that was
turn.
That was Citrus
Florida.
Springs. I'm thinking of
I
Citrus
did not go to
Springs.
California.
Yeah, Leadfingers and
I'll be at
King
every other
battled
one.
it out in Citrus Springs. And Leadfingers, who is, I think Leadfingers got a jump on King points-wise as a result of California.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's interesting. So we've had some moving up from our real life races. And King and Leadfingers are no strangers to racing each other on the track in real life. They're getting to do it here in the sim for funsies. But yeah, we're going to be jumping into our next heat of pilots. Who is that going to be? Let me transition our lap timer real quick. Alright, so we are going to be looking for KBFPV. Is this right? Yeah, KBFPV, Sociopath, Adrone, Potato, AC, and Royal. You guys are up next.
Let's go, bro. Get it, KB.
You said Adrone?
Got you.
Yes, Adrone, you are up right now.
Let's go, KB.
Alright, go ahead and... yes, ready up when you are prepared to race, pilots.
Royal says when they come back, so I don't know.
Never know.
You never know indeed. It's been pretty much impossible to predict almost every single Street League race that we've had on the sim so far. You kind of have an idea for who's going to show up and be able to compete, but it's really tough to tell who out of those Elite 8 is going to take the victory.
I got booted.
Unfortunate. So we're going to lose Adrone in this one. We will run him in with another group. Yeah, we will run him with the next group, or possibly whoever drops from the next group. You may get to solo it, unfortunately.
Ooh.
Anyone else having buggy starts?
Yes.
Yes.
I have been.
Yeah, my starts are weird.
Nothing better to make you more nervous than that.
Yeah, we put the spotlight on you. I'll have plenty of good things to say about Adrone when we get to see him in his next heat, but for now we've got our 5 pilots that are going to be in this heat trying to battle it out for points. Right now that battle is going to be really fierce between both KB and Potato. Potato in that orange drone, KB in the blue. Battling it out through lap number 1. They're going on to that mirror section. You're going to see through the eyes of KB as he gets to see some of those other drones working on the back portion of that. Gives him a little bit of a sense of how far ahead he is in the field right now. Starting to gain a little bit of space for himself as he makes his way through the super slalom. KB now on that lap number 2. Everybody else getting onto that lead lap as well, though. We're going to see a little bit of a battle here between the orange drones of Potato and Sociopath. That's going to be a battle to watch here as we're on board with Potato as he tries to battle it out with Sociopath. Sociopath starting to push into the lead. Potato trying to get it back on the split S, gained a little bit of space, but ultimately right now it's going to be Sociopath in the lead. Potato struggling to keep up with that speed of Sociopath as he's got some excellent lines through the mirror section. Potato not giving up though, absolutely on Sociopath's tail as Sociopath tries to chase down the blue LEDs of KB, who's out in the lead, and it's gonna stay that way to the end. KB taking the win with a 134, and second place gonna be Sociopath hanging on to that second place position throughout lap number 2. Potato finishing out third in that race. Great racing, pilots. We're gonna be jumping into our A group now. And that group is going to consist of Imperious, SK Dare, Rocker Guy, Hyper, Solus, and Free. You guys are up next.
KB,
And Adrone.
You gonna have to show me how you do that
Adrone.
flippable yellow.
Go ahead and jump in this one.
Okay.
Oh, am I running?
Oh,
Yeah,
wait,
so
wait,
we're
wait.
gonna
Do we... Oh, we don't have enough space to put him in this one.
Alright, he's running a solo.
Yeah, we'll put him in a solo. It'll be
And
good.
if anybody drops out,
I'm gonna go crack another beer before that, guys. I'll be honest.
Do it. Do it.
Kill
All
those
eyes are on you,
nerds.
dog.
Alright,
I
guys.
know we're
ready
gonna
to
kill
fight?
the, and even, you know, if I don't fly good, then I can just blame it on the beer.
There you
know?
go. It's a free excuse.
Beautiful strategy.
This man's big brain. It's incredible. How does his neck even support it? We're waiting on ready ups from Rocker Guy and Solus.
Looks like a football lineman.
arm your quad.
Is that the Bane voice?
The Bane voice, but telling you to arm your quads.
Talk about giant shoulders and neck muscles, right?
I was born on the launch stand. Alright, here we go. This is going to be our A group, our fastest group of pilots so far. It's been changing up round to round, but right now the pilots with the most points is going to be Rocker Guy, Free, Imperious, Solus, Hyper, and Rocker Guy, and SK Dare. All battling it out right now. Hyper starting to make some headway as he pushes his way to the front of the pack. Imperious in that second place position. Right neck and neck though with SK Dare, as we see a mistake there from Free, putting him to the back, battling it out with Solus. Third place position right now, going to be Imperious as we get to see the battle between SK Dare and Hyper play out just in front of him. Let's go ahead and jump on board as he makes his way through the Super Slalom, going on to lap number 2. He sees the purple LEDs of Hyper, the red LEDs of SK Dare. Imperious in that third place position, now on the lead lap and the final lap of this race. Who's going to take it? Right now it looks like SK Dare starting to make a little bit of headway on Hyper. Is he going to be able to take the win here? Really nice line through the split S gate. Is Hyper going to be able to reel? It looks like he's not going to be able there. There's the bobble, and that's going to let SK Dare get into the lead. Is he going to be able to hang on to it? Right now you've got SK Dare in the lead, Hyper in second place, Imperious now pushing a little bit on the tail of Hyper. Don't think he's going to be able to make that pass as they make it through the Super Slalom. It's going to be SK Dare taking the win and cementing further his lead in the points rounds. That was round number 4, and SK Dare is going to remain dominant. Let's go ahead and take a look at that finishing order. So SK Dare taking the win there. Hyper with a 133. Imperious with a 134. I believe there might have been a 134 from KB in the previous round, so we'll see who ended up getting more points there. Rocker Guy finishing out in 4th.
SK just destroyed the TQ time by like a...
Yeah, can we get a spec check on SK Dare?
Oh my gosh, dude.
Yeah, I concur.
I'll go on the Xbox controller. How would that?
I second that.
It was speedy, but he was clean in the straights. That's what I'll say.
Damn.
If this was a race, I'd be coming at you with my friggin' multimeter. We're checking voltages. Come on.
Everything.
My favorite thing in the world from California was we spec checked everybody every round of finals, and Miwo got real tired of it. He's like, "You already spec checked me like 5 times." I'm like, "Well, you keep winning, Miwo. Stop winning, and you won't get spec checked." And Lead Fingers just grabbed Miwo's quad and ran away with it to spec check it.
He's like trying to pack up, and I'm like, "I need to spec check your shit." He's like, "I'm packing up, just disqualify me." I was like, "No," and I took his quad and ran away with it.
You got 3rd place and a ton of crypto. We're gonna spec check you.
Yeah. And I gotta release that tune. I want to see that Miwo tune. All right, let's get A-Drone up in the air and let him run his race real quick. Let him get a time in. Or we could throw him in with round C of this next one and record. Oh no, because I can't calculate the rounds until we have the time. So A-Drone, get in there, bud.
I'm in there.
All right, boy. All right, everyone else, don't fly.
I don't even. Oh, okay.
I just force started it, so there's other people.
Oh, beautiful. All right, here we go. So we're giving a rerun to A-Drone. And while we're doing that, let's talk a little bit about the format. For those of you who don't know, I wish I could bring that up, like sort of as a background element.
Wait, why am I flying?
We'll go ahead and just go ahead and queue out if you're in this one and you weren't A-Drone. We're going to get a nice onboard fly through here though, as we talk a little bit about the racing format. So the racing format for Street League is an attempt at making sure that pilots need to be not just fast, but also consistent. There's about a 50-50 split between those two skills, and if you can split those things evenly, that's what's going to give you the maximum amount of points that you'll be able to earn in Street League. So here's how it works. Each round, every single pilot is going to set the fastest time that they can. And every pilot they beat with that time, they're going to get a point for each pilot they beat. And then we're going to run the next round. And after another round, you will accumulate points per round. Your goal, obviously, is to get as many points as you can through all of our points rounds. And the top 8 points earners are going to be advancing to the Elite 8, where we will further decide who our best pilots are. The pressure really turns up in the Elite 8. So we split our pilots into 2 groups. We have a group of 4 pilots called Semifinal B, and we have a group of 4 pilots called Semifinal A. And they will race 2 heats. In each of those heats, one winner will advance themselves into the top 4. Once we get our 4 pilots for the top 4, then at that point we're gonna eliminate the last place position after each heat, until eventually we have a 1v1 to decide the winner for the events. We're working on a cute little graphic that should describe this a little better than I can. But right now, the thing I don't need to describe is the speed we saw there from Adrone. And you got to watch on board with FPV. He's got himself a nice 135.9. I think that'll put him, that's definitely a top 8 time, I believe, from that last round of pilots. So we will see how that turns out. Go ahead and let me know when we have all of our times, Mr. Race Director.
Times are entered. We're ready to start the next round, but I just noticed Z-Stone showed up, and I'm going to need to spec check you, bud.
Get spec checked.
Thank you.
I love it. So here we go. Here is our points board, and SK Dare just kind of starting to not quite walk away. He's still within striking distance from Hyper, but he definitely has some very solid points sitting in that first place position. Hyper's going to be sitting in second, Imperious in third, KBFPV in fourth, Sociopath in fifth, Rocker Guy in sixth, Adrone in seventh place with 41 points, Solus in eighth, and the just outside of the bubble is going to be Free, but it looks like Free is now tied with Solus. So Free was tied with Adrone, and now Free is tied with Solus. He's trying very hard to maintain that 8th position, but he's been tied for it in the last 2 rounds. So really tight racing in that bottom of the bubble.
All right, we're ready to go. Just call out the guys in the race.
All right, next group of pilots. Let me go ahead and pull those up for our live stream. Here we go. So next group of pilots is going to be Leadfingers, King, Bernie FPV, Laws, Fly by Irwin, and Streets. Those are our next group of pilots. And go ahead and ready up when you are prepared to race, pilots.
Do I need to back out of this? I'm sorry.
Yeah, you should back out.
I got him.
I got up for a minute. I'm sorry.
It's all right. I got you.
Actually, don't ready up. We got one more we're looking for.
Bernie's not here.
Bernie, he's not here.
That's right. Okay, cool. All right, here we go. This is going to be Heat C. Loading in.
I actually prefer Racing King in the sim because his drone's the same speed as mine.
My new one's way faster, dude. Just wait.
I'm sure it
let's
is.
go.
Just wait. It eats.
Oh my god. I gotta give you the new throttle cap.
Oh yeah, so I'll tell this story a little bit while we enjoy ourselves some Heat C racing. So in California, we realized there was a slight difference between the motor's measured RPM and what we thought it was. So essentially we found that basically all motors are like I can't remember what it was. I think it was like 30 kV higher when you actually measure them, given the new way that we are now measuring them. And so as a result, everybody had to add a throttle cap, including the people who, or a motor output cap, including the people who had bought the original Street League motors. And so we got it to the point where everything was fair, and we built a little tool that made it really easy for everybody to change it to what was guaranteed to be street legal. But it meant that the drone's speed changed just a little bit. So it was pretty interesting to see how the pilots adapted to that. And actually, I kind of feel like it was actually beneficial for the racing. It was only like 1 or 2% slower than what the drones already were, so it wasn't a huge difference, but it definitely does affect the way it handles just a little bit. So when you're practicing and trying to get on that very edge, that's something that you'll definitely notice.
It made the drone feel like you're on lap 2 off the start, which is interesting. You didn't get that spicy first lap you usually get.
Yeah. It felt like the battery just didn't quite have the same, which is actually the opposite of what's true. The battery's actually pretty happy about it. Alright, Leadfinger's setting a pretty solid time there, a 140.41. King just 1 second back. Laz FPV finishing out 3rd. And it looks like we're going to have Flyby Irwin finishing out in 4th place. Good racing pilots. We're going to be looking for our next group.
GG's guys, I just learned a valuable lesson. Always charge your remotes.
Oh no! Did it happen mid-heat?
Oh yeah, dead in the heat, like the first lap, like half a lap. I was like, wait, what's going on here? Oh, I'm dead.
Unfortunate.
Is it a radio master?
Alright, next heat is going to be Solus, Free, Potato FPV, Adrone, AC,
Take your battery
and
out.
Royal. You guys are up
It's
next.
If you take the battery out with USB connected, it'll stay on. Right, that's what I was about to say.
Yep, that's a secret little trick.
Wait, say that again?
Turn your radio on, plug the USB in, unplug the battery. The radio will stay on.
You just gotta turn off your voltage warning or it'll keep yelling at you.
Okay. But I've also got the battery that still goes into my Tyrannus, which never fucking dies.
Adrone, you're up.
I
Leadfingers,
need
you're
to put
down.
in here.
There we go.
There we go. I think
Streets
we've
is
got
still in
everybody.
here.
Go ahead and ready. Oh, Streets is actually. Who are we missing then?
Missing me. I'm just waiting for Streets to drop down.
Take me out. I'm coming.
I got you.
Alright, thank you.
Beautiful. Now I think we're ready. Go ahead and ready up.
And Sky, I've been running all the races ahead of time, so don't even worry about doing that.
Oh, I'm doing it because it changes the round so that I can show it on the live stream.
Ah! Okay, I'll be very careful about my round number then. And I will stop doing it.
Cool.
Free. Good luck.
Alright, here we go. This is the B group. We're going to be on board with AC as he has not the most fortunate launch I've ever seen. And that's going to drop him to the back of the pack. He's going to have a little bit of work. He's going to have to watch some of the lines from the other pilots, though. Maybe not the worst opportunity for him. As we see a drone now going down, the announcer's curse. Every drone I switch to seems to have a little bit of trouble here on lap number 1. Free, though, taking the lead from Royal as Royal goes down as well. Free now battling it out with that orange drone of Potato. Solus in that 3rd place position, now battling it out with, it's going to be Royal and Solus battling it out. Free, nice and clear here. Really clean run from him so far on lap number 1. And he's going to make his way through the super slalom pretty cleanly and with a little bit of space to spare between himself and Potato. Meanwhile, the battle for 3rd is going to be between between Royal and Solus. Adrian now jumping up into that battle as well as he is looking to make that pass, and it looks like he does. He makes the pass on Solus. Royal going down as well now. That's going to put Adrian up into that 3rd place position. Adrian really making his way through the ranks here, trying to get up into that lead position as Potato has a little mishap, giving Adrian a possible opportunity here for 2nd. Adrian not quite in that 2nd place position yet. He's pushing on the tail of Potato. Keep an eye on that green drone of Adrian as he goes for the pass, trying to get into that 2nd place position. He makes the push, gets into it. Free's going to take the win, and Adrian's going to come all the way from the back up to the front, making it into 2nd place. What a run there from Adrian. He's got that liquid courage.
Good race, Adrian.
Working out
46.8 on the 2nd. I think that's my fastest 2nd lap.
Wow.
Yeah, that was
What was your
awesome.
What was your 2nd?
That whole race wasn't on stream.
I didn't stream that race. No. Sorry about that, guys. We're going to be looking for our next group of pilots, though. It's going to be SK Dare, Hyper, Imperius, KB, Sociopath, and Rocker Guy.
Would we maybe restart the lobby, because for me every start is bugged. I don't know if it's the same for everyone else. But
The start tones, they always go 2-1 for me.
Yeah, the countdown's bugged.
Okay, but it
I
doesn't
restarted the
actually
game,
prevent
so
you from flying, like it's not hitching on the podium or anything.
yeah, but it's messes with the start. I don't know, for me at least.
Okay, we can try to create a new lobby after this round.
I think if it's just the tones, we send it. If it's sticking
No,
to the
it's-
podium, we can
it's-
try to do stuff.
Okay, no, because it's for me it's like the green ones come up and then immediately the red one. So
Yeah, I know what you're talking about. I've seen it before. After this round, we can refresh the lobby while we generate heats and stuff. All right. So we're looking for SK Dare, Hyper, Imperius, KB, Sociopath, and Rocker Guy. I believe we have everybody. Go ahead and ready up when you're ready to race.
We do not. I'm not in there.
Hold on. I got Potato out.
I swear I check it every time and never catch any of my errors.
Never, dude.
Never.
It's so hard for some reason.
I don't know why. I just need colors. I need like nice little matchy colors, just flashy. I need it to be like an iPhone or like one of those games toddlers play. If it was more like that, then I could understand. Alright, I think we have everyone just waiting on SK Dare. And here we go. This is going to be... What round are we in? We're in round 4. No, round 5. After this, one more round, and then we will be jumping into our Elite 8. We are loaded on the podium.
Love that they add a little bit of grip tape, even in the sim.
It's beautiful.
Gotta have the grip tape.
Every good podium
Like a
has.
centimeter over it.
Here we go, off and away. We'll be on board with SK Dare here as he works his way through the pack, but unfortunately has a little bit of an error there. Gonna have some catch up to play here as he makes the pass on Sociopath, who also has an error. They're now battling it out. Up in the front though, it's gonna be Hyper in those purple LEDs. He's going to be chased very closely by KB, who has now worked his way up into the A group of pilots. And sitting in 4th place position now with a little bit of a mistake there, allowing Imperius to make his way to the front. And Imperius now receiving the announcer's curse. I'm just going to strike you guys down. You know, I got the lightning bolt right now. I might yell lightning bolt before I say your name next, as we see Rocker Guy making it onto that lead lap, chasing down the purple LEDs. Hyper, KB now in 3rd place, recovering very well from the earlier mistake. So it's going to be Hyper, Rocker Guy, KB in that order.
thing grab me.
Nice turn there from KB, starting to make a little bit of ground there on Hyper as Hyper makes a mistake in allowing Rocker Guy into the lead on the second lap. Not the place you want to have that happen, as we're already halfway through the race, but it's going to be Rocker Guy making the mistake. Hyper now back in the lead. KB battling for second now instead of third. And who is going to take it? It's going to be Hyper into the Super Slalom. KB in that second place position, but there's going to be a battle here for third place between Rocker Guy and SK Dare. SK Dare trying to make it back through the rest of the pack. It's going to be Hyper taking the win. KB in second. Rocker Guy gets it. SK Dare, after the big mistake in the beginning, making his way back up to fourth. That's going to be a solid finish relative to the start. So great race there. And we are going to go ahead and create a new lobby, so I will work on that one moment. While we pull up the results, we're going to get to watch those populate in real time as our race director works his way through adding those. You'll see pilots with 0 points should get updated for the most part. And I have created the lobby with not the correct drum. So you guys might want to jump out of that one. And I cannot change my drum. Cool. So that's always fun.
Alright, hold on, I might be able to make this happen real quick for us. Exit.
Give the sim a little reboot.
Yeah, you can force a drone change by going into your custom drone menu and so clicking on it so that it loads you into the boneyard and then exiting out of the boneyard, but it takes freaking forever.
Yeah, you gotta the whole map load.
Yeah, so I am making a new lobby right now. Street League 2. And it's all set up properly and it's public right now, so get in before I have to start kicking people out with a broom.
Love it.
One more round forward.
Yep, we have one more round until Elite 8.
All right, we're gonna see if the track changes right now. I literally don't know what the actual name of this track we're flying is, so good luck, everybody.
Love it.
When I copied the track, it copied the wrong track somehow.
So let's go ahead and take a look. On the right-hand side of your screen, you will see our current standings. So right now you're going to have SK Dare pretty, well, not solidly in the lead. He's only 1 point ahead of Hyper. But both Hyper and SK Dare have a little bit of a gap between themselves and Imperius in third place. KB knocking on the door of that third place, but right now he's in fourth. Rocker Guy in fifth. Sociopath in sixth. Adrone in seventh. And Free finally making it up past that bubble into the 8th place position, knocking down Solus, who's now in 9th. Potato also 1 point back from Solus, trying to get into that 8th place position as well. Free has a 4 point gap though between him and Solus, so it's very achievable for him to play defense here. We're gonna go ahead and take a look at our 6th and final round of Heat C pilots. We're going to be looking for Bernie FPV, Flyby Irwin, King, Laws, and Streets, and Leadfingers.
No sir, take me out.
Okay.
Wait, King's out too?
Streets.
Oh yeah. I knew that.
I'm on charge right now.
I want this last race.
Alright, we lost Flyby Irwin, we lost Bernie. So it's just Leadfingers, King, and Laws. Let's go, bud.
Here we go.
Oh,
Oh wait, there's another one.
Nope.
There were 6 pilots, we lost 2.
We lost
Should have 4.
3. We lost 1 way earlier.
Ah, I see. Gotcha.
Alright, let's go, King.
I know. This is it.
This is it, bud.
This one's for pride.
Good luck, fellas.
Alright, this
Lay
is
it down on
our
him,
final,
King. I'm
bud.
tired of watching Lead win locally.
For the pretty girl to dance, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Yeah, Yo, King, this is our Elite 8 right now. Whoever wins this won the night.
Oh no.
Come on, bud.
All right, whatever.
Go. We got it.
fellas.
Loser has to drink a beer, and winner has to also drink a beer.
Yes, my favorite prize.
Can the intermediate drink a beer?
Yeah,
Yes.
I mean, that
Okay.
seems like how it goes. No, everybody
Sweet.
in the middle. If you didn't win or lose, you don't get to drink a beer.
Loser has to start the next Street League race backwards.
Oh my gosh, yes.
I'm not racing this backwards. Fuck y'all. I'm already in last.
Here we go. We're gonna have King versus Leadfingers. Law's in the mix as well, sitting in that second place position, as he sits between Leadfingers and King, and Leadfingers now making the pass on him, trying to make the pass on King as well. King with a really nice line there. Both of them side by side through that upper gate, down through the split S they go. Leadfingers keeping it just a tiny bit tighter there, but King holding on to it in a good position here to make something happen. Leadfingers in the lead for the time being. Onto the rear view mirror section. King hanging on, not too far back, going into the super slalom now. Looks like King has made his way up to that position where we saw Leadfingers now making the pass on that super slalom, and Leadfingers making it right back as we see the mistake from King is going to put him down into that second place position by a little bit. Leadfingers now in the first place position, working his way through lap number 2. Your running order going to be Leadfingers, King, and Laws in third place right now as we go on to the last closing moments of this race. Leadfingers with a really nice split S there. Not going to really show any quarter here as King tries to catch up, but Leadfingers is just hauling. This may be one of his fastest runs so far for tonight as he makes his way onto the rear view mirror section. He's going to get to see those green LEDs passing him on the right as he goes into the super slalom.
I feel like I was hustled.
What?
The trash talk at the beginning.
Oh, shit.
Oh, the
shit.
little
Oh,
mistake
no.
there from Leadfingers.
Oh,
but King not
I was
able
right there.
to capitalize.
Oh, no.
Only about a second and a quarter
Your
back.
little yaw spin there was just rude.
Yeah, I did do that.
The disrespect from Leadfingers.
I did.
All right, that's fun. That's fun.
He bumps out King on the leaderboard IRL, and all of a sudden he's a hot shot.
Yeah,
got me.
baby.
Just wait.
All right, tell
Well,
me
you're
next
gonna show
time.
up with that Source 1, and you're gonna Forrest Gump me again. I know
Straight
it.
to IO. I can't. You're gonna be at IO, right?
Oh, dude, I'm bringing some weird stuff to IO. You're not
Me
ready
too.
for what I'm about to show
Me
up
too.
with.
Love it. I love it. Well,
All right,
thanks
I'm
so much
done.
for racing, King.
All
right.
Laws as
You guys
well.
have a good night.
Good
Thank
race,
you.
bud.
Appreciate you guys racing with us here at Street League. We're going to be looking for our next group of pilots. Let me go ahead and figure out who that is.
We need a pen.
We're
We
going to be
have a
looking.
rando in the lobby.
Yeah, we have somebody in.
Okay, Led can give him the old boot.
Oh yeah, hold on. Make it private again. Password is the thing it always is. And who is in here? A blue ninja. Out. Goodbye.
Get out!
Get
Come on.
out.
Our next group of pilots is going to be Adrone, Free, Solus, Potato FPV, Royal, and AC.
You are going to Brazil.
Brazil. Ponytail.
We need Adrian
Alright.
in.
Here we go.
Beautiful. Looks
Okay.
like King's
No,
still lingering, the ghost of King.
there we go.
Love it. I believe that is our group of pilots. Go ahead and ready up when you're prepared to race. Here we go, loading up the podium. Who is going to take the win here in Heat B? Now the main objective here for most of these pilots is just not to get a time slower than we saw from Leadfingers in the previous heat, and they should be able to stay in that Elite 8 position. This is Heat B, so this is your first 4 of the top 8. All taking off into the air. Beautiful LEDs, beautiful trails, and some beautiful flying around turn number 1 for everybody. No mistakes so far. We see AC starting to have the most perfect run of the lot, but now we're going to see Free jump into the lead, battling it out with Adrone, who has an incredible split S there, which puts him in first place now. So several position changes already. It's going to be tricky to call this one, as right now Adrone is in the lead going onto that rear view mirror section, and we've seen a couple of tiny mistakes here from a couple different pilots. Right now Adrone staying mistake free though, as Free works his way into that second place position, but now getting, well, he's having to battle for it because AC is in that third place position, going on to lead lap now, pushing on the whitetail of Free. Adrone and Green out in the lead. AC and Free going at it. Ooh, and it looks like a tiny mistake there from AC. Gonna let Free get the advantage. Free touching the ground though, and gonna let AC catch up just a little bit, and Free with a secondary mistake that's gonna let AC seal the deal for the pass. Is he gonna be able to hang on to it through the rear view mirror section? It's gotten tight. Adrone out in the lead all by himself, but we've got a fierce battle for the second place position as Potato works his way up, and so does Solus. Free right now in that second place position. AC in the position to maybe make something happen. Is he going to be able to do it? He is not. Free is going to take it by just a couple tenths of a second.
Nice, Free.
Great race, guys.
That was awesome. Free hanging on to it, getting that second place position. AC not making it easy for him, and Potato throwing a little wild card as well. Solus definitely in contention there also.
Nice race, guys.
So we're going to be looking for our next group of pilots.
That was a good one, Adrone.
Dropping a 134 out
It's
here.
going to be Hyper, Imperious, KB, FPV, Rocker Guy, SK Dare, and Sociopath. Those are your next pilots here in the A heat in our final round before the Elite Eight. For the most part, these pilots have somewhat secured their position.
Oh, you're not racing again, homie. Get out of here.
Let's take a look though. Our lowest ranking pilot in this one gonna be Sociopath with
Get in
57
here, Jonathan.
points. So there's a 5-point
Wow,
gap
my
between
everything
him and
froze.
Adrone.
Hello?
Oh.
There we go.
So there could be some shuffling here if we were to see some of the lower ranking pilots in this one have some mistakes. And actually it looks like Sociopath, oh that's incorrect actually, because we've been updating this board in real time. So the gap looks a little bit different than this. So their positions are probably a little bit more secured than I previously made it out to be. However, we've got podiums, we've got lights, we've got tones, and some glitchy start
Still
lights.
bugged
You
start.
gotta love it. Yep. As we see all of our drones off and away, it's gonna be KB. Actually, looks like he has made his way to the front, going through the twisty bit. Hyper now pushing as well though, but Imperious has a really nice split S there and actually takes it from Hyper. Hyper with the better line though through the dive is going to put Imperious just about a drone's length back, as we see Imperious literally trying to cut every inch out of the rear view mirror section. The mistake there going to put him back into third place, as we're going to see the battle for first between Rocker Guy and Hyper. Who's going to take it? Being clean on this track seems to be a challenge so far. There's enough technical sections, but also some wide open sections. So transitioning between the two of those can be a little bit tricky, as you have to really judge each entrance and exit just right. And we're seeing exactly that from both Hyper and Rocker Guy. Not much difference between both of their lines as we work our way through the track. Actually, we see a little bit of a line variance there from Rocker Guy that lets him catch up just a tiny bit to Hyper. It's going to be a contentious race here between Hyper and Rocker Guy for the lead. Hyper having a really tight rear view mirror section. Is Rocker Guy going to be able to contend with that through the super slalom? Right now, Hyper in the lead. Rocker Guy not quite slaloming as fast as Hyper, but Hyper makes the last minute doink off the finish, and that's going to let Rocker Guy sneak in at the end.
Oh shit.
The last minute position change. The singular and only mistake Hyper made the entire round.
I can't believe that. That's
So
awesome.
that was
I cut it way too tight.
crazy.
Get it, Ragger.
I
Get it.
cannot wait for finals. This is going to be fun. We're gonna go ahead and start building out our finals heats. I don't see any huge errors there from our pilots, so I don't think that we will see ultimate position changes, but you never know. Anything could happen. But we're
Oh
gonna
my
go
God.
ahead and build some heats.
Windows just shit itself. All right,
Oh,
we're working
no.
on it. We got it. We're working on it. Okay, round 6, heat A. Yep, good to go.
Go ahead and watch those points in real time as they update.
No pressure.
No pressure, Mr. Ace Director. And I'm going to go ahead and take the liberty of building out our finals. Freeze. So semifinal A is going to be SK Dare, Imperious.
Hold on one.
Oh,
hold
wait,
on
actually,
one second.
that's
There's an
incorrect.
error in there.
That's incorrect. Sorry about that. I forgot that we had to calculate the results before we started filling out brackets.
Yeah, I also was trying to mess with Imperious, and I came up incorrect time to see if he'd notice.
Goof with him.
Just goofing. Just goofing.
You better not cheat me out of nothing.
New boot
goofing. New boot goofing. All right, it's all updated. Let's go.
Oh, that was interesting. So we actually ended up with a new points leader. Hyper, in the last round, takes the points lead from SK Dare. SK Dare had a little bit of a rough round in that one. And
Hold on.
Is that correct? Doesn't seem correct.
No, it doesn't seem correct to me either. Hold on one second. All right, round 6, heat A,
Discount double
SK Dare.
I was only 1.5
One-
last time. It should
SK
be-
Dare was a 139.16. Dude. I don't know.
It's just that
That's-
crazy?
That it's literally, yeah. The only person he beat in the top 8 was not to call anyone out, but whoever got last in the last heat was the only person he beat in the top 8.
Oh, wow. So from the B group all the way up to the A group, the times were all cracked, is what you're saying.
Yeah. We have, especially the B group. Oh my God, the B group was 134, 137, 7, 38, 38, 39. B group smoked the A group for the most part.
What?
In that last one, the winner, Rocker
that was
Guy,
wild.
beat A Drone. But besides that, B
didn't
group
get
had the fire.
Wow. I guess that is
Let's
what it
go,
is.
guys.
I think we've made it pretty clear we have no idea who's going to end up winning this, but we do know who is in semifinal A, and that's going to be Hyper, Imperious, KB, and Sociopath. You guys are up next.
Can I blame it on the whiskey?
Blame it on the whiskey. That's been Adron's strategy. We'll see if it works out for him.
Hey, I just had some gin, and it made me a better race director.
Who's this? Is this me here again?
Yeah, so we're looking for Hyper, Imperious, KB, and Sociopath. Those are the 4
SK
pilots
and A-Drone need to move.
that we would like to see in the lobby. If you are not one of those pilots, please step down.
Oh man.
Here we go. This is the Elite 8. The fastest 8 pilots from tonight's racing, finally getting to duke it out head to head. Start eliminating each other.
Take it easy on me, Sociopath.
I only terrible races today, so
So it's all uphill from here.
it's kind
Very
of more
likely.
downhill.
Got this.
That's just a little bit of perspective.
Reading does Street League format but backwards, so you need to win this round, right?
Yeah, so in
Yes.
semifinals, the way that this works for all of our audience, I'm glad you asked. So the winner of this round is going to be securing themselves a spot in the top 4. So it's basically you win or go home in these next 2 heats. You've got to win at least one of them in order to make your way into the top 4. And right now, the battle for that first place position is pretty fierce here between both KB and Hyper. It looks like Hyper now pushing to the head of the pack as Imperius and Sociopath make the pass on KB. KB now in the 4th place position, pushing his way up into 3rd as he makes his way around the mirror section, but it's going to be Imperius and KB now side by side in that 2nd place position. Hyper in the 1st place position going on to the Super Slalom. It looks like so far he's been able to eke out just a little bit of extra speed so far here in lap number 1. Going now on to lap number 2. We're going to lose Imperius to the Super Slalom, and Hyper pushes his way onto the lead lap. KB on his tail trying to get that win. Remember, it's win or nothing here in semifinals. So all pilots racing all out for the next 2 heats, trying to secure themselves a spot in the top 4. Only 2 of these pilots will be advancing. And right now it's looking to be Hyper. He seems to be that pilot with an incredible dive gate there from him. Not an inch to be spared on either side. As he goes onto the rear view mirror section, he's going to really enjoy seeing the blue LEDs of Imperius and KB as he gets onto the final portion of the track with some room to spare. It's going to be Hyper taking the win here, barring any errors. There it is, the win for Hyper with a 133. I tried real hard to jinx that one, didn't I?
Nice job, KB.
Not hard enough.
Nice job,
Oh, come on.
Not much to be done there for the other pilots trying to make the pass on Hyper. Hyper absolutely securing the win.
Yeah,
nice work, Hyper. Nice work, man.
Thanks, guys.
And we're going to be looking for our 2nd heat. Go ahead and ready up when you're prepared to fly, pilots. We're going to be looking for our final advancee from semifinal Group A. This is where the pressure all comes to a boiling point. One of these pilots will be advancing and the other 2 will be finishing out their night. Inside the top 8, not a bad place to be, but ultimately these pilots know what they're capable of. I think every single one of them is capable of taking this entire event home. We've seen them all race before with us here on Street League. As we go on to the first portion of the lap, it's going to be KB with that signature KB launch, but it looks like he accidentally clips the flag there, and that's just going to offset him a little bit relative to the other pilots. He's going to have to battle a little bit with Imperius here, who is currently in that 2nd place position that KB is vying for the time being. Sociopath going down though, and that's going to let KB now into the lead as he successfully makes the pass on Imperius as they go down through the rear view mirror section. Both of them are going to love seeing those orange LEDs as they make their way through. And KB right now in the lead. Is he going to be the advancee from semifinal A? It may not be, because he makes a little bit of a clip with the flag there, cutting everything super tight. He's just behind Imperius now. He's got a little bit of reeling to do here. Is he going to be able to do it? Is there going to be a mistake between either of these pilots on the 2nd lap? So far, so good. Imperius in the lead. KB working his way to catch up, and catching up he is. He's now within those blue trails of Imperius. An incredible split S gets him even closer. The mistake from Imperius, that's going to let KB make the pass.
Nice.
Imperius still within striking distance, going
KB.
onto the mirror. Who's going to take it here? It's impossible to call. KB and Imperius. The dark blue for Imperius, the light blue for KB. The Super Slalom, the last thing left. Who is going to take it? We've seen mistakes being made here in the past. Is it going to be the case? No, it's not. They're both clean, and it's going to be KB taking the win by 0.03 seconds.
Go, KB.
300ths of a second is what determines who is going to the top 4.
And that was the
tonight,
PB.
it's gonna be
Get
KB.
some. Get some.
Yeah, you deserve it.
Excellent
My heart's
racing.
beating, Imperius.
What a battle.
Excellent,
Nice
excellent
job,
racing,
guys.
both of you guys. That was absolutely incredible, and that is the type of racing that we strive to see here on Street League. We've been really enjoying the format, and we've been really enjoying the talent that these guys bring every single time. And what a great race to watch. Unfortunately, though, it's going to be Sociopath and Imperius. Thank you for joining us. You find yourselves in the top 8 at the end of the night. So congratulations. But we will be continuing on with Free, Rocker Guy, SK Dare, and Adrone.
Good luck, guys.
Look.
Good luck, pilots. Go ahead.
Leg,
Ready
boys,
up
break a leg.
when you are prepared to race. Here's your next group of pilots. SK Dare, Rocker Guy, Adrone, all familiars of Street League.
GG's.
May the best pilot win. Good game ahead of time from Adrone as we prepare to launch.
Break a leg, boys.
We've got lights, we've got tones. Away we go with all 4 pilots. It's going to be Rocker Guy in the yellow, Adrone in green, Free in white, and SK Dare in the red. Who is going to take the win here and advance themselves to the top 4? So far, looking like it's going to be SK Dare as he works his way just inching into the lead here as he goes down through the split S. Second place right now. It's going to be closely tied right now, I'd say, between Adrone and Rocker Guy, who now turn that second place into a battle for first. We lose SK Dare there as Adrone trying to capitalize. Is he going to be able to do it through the rearview mirror? No, he is not. He's going to have a collision there with the gate. Several mistakes. Who is going to be able to hold it together? Adrone not able to do it. SK not able to do it. Rocker Guy now capitalizing on the mistakes of Free. Going on to the second lap.
Hunt him down.
Who is going to take the win? Rocker Guy staying clean when it counts. On lap number 2 here, he's got a little bit of a space between himself and Free. Free trying to fend off the red LEDs of SK, who has now pushed his way into the 3rd place position. And it looks like so far it's going to be Rocker Guy making his, not debut, his reoccurrent appearance in the top 4 as he makes his way onto the Super Slalom. And looking so far so good from Rocker Guy. He's going to hold it together into the crash gate, and it's going to be Rocker Guy taking the win and advancing to the top 4.
Nice. Good job.
BB.
Beautiful.
Great way to win from Rocker Guy. Not the way the other pilots wanted to lose that one, but they've got one more opportunity.
God, that panel. What was that, KB?
Nice job.
What?
It just like grabbed me and held me.
Oh, yeah. Come on, man. You got this.
We got one more round. Go ahead and ready up, pilots, when you're prepared to race. Not much time to get the heart rate down between rounds. Semifinals is some of the highest pressure racing, but believe it or not, the pressure is going even higher in this format that we've specially concocted specifically to increase heart rate. So far tonight, it's been absolutely doing that. If you haven't been joining us so far, we are in semifinals, and we're going to be finding the last pilot who's going to be joining our top 4 pilots. The winner of this round will be that final advancee.
I might have just, oh, I'm here, okay.
We've got our pilots loading onto the grid.
I just got booted.
Unfortunate. So this is going to be a rerun. We lost Adrone due to technical difficulties. We're going to give him a chance to boot his sim back up.
I'm just at the main menu.
Okay. And go ahead and press Q after the 8 seconds, pilots, and we will get this resorted. Beautiful arc there from Free. I love it.
Mechanic, you.
It was graceful, right?
Yeah.
It's like a shooting star across your screen.
Password is SL Adrone. There we go. All right. Ready up when you are prepared to race, pilots. So we got a little bit of a jump start there. now we're going to get to actually get into this final heat. We were baited just a little bit. Thought we were going to get to find our final pilot for the top 4.
Trying to ice these other guys, you know?
Yeah, there it is. Big brain strats from Adrian. First it was popping a cold one, now it's
Oh, let me take a
round.
sip of that one too. Here we go.
Unconventional.
He hit the lag switch.
I love it. Here we go. We're gonna be on
Oh no.
Adrian through the launch, but it looks like we had some mistakes from Free, so that means it's gonna be down to both Adrian and SK Dare.
My game did that stuttering starting line,
Oh no.
and I nosedived.
We had sort of a juke launch there from Free. Unfortunately, we're gonna have to keep it because we've been rolling with it for the rest of the night. And it looks like the mistake there from Adrian. That's gonna let SK Dare move up into the lead. For how bad his self-talk was earlier in the night, he's doing pretty good for himself as he's far out in the lead. At the end of lap number 1, through the super slalom he goes, and it's going to be SK Dare well into the lead as we see Adrian and Free battling it out for the scraps of second and third. Ultimately not good enough in this round to advance. Adrian's going to try everything that he can to make it back, but ultimately I think it's going to take a pretty big mistake from SK in order for something like that to happen. SK Dare working his way beautifully through this track. A really nice dive gate from him there as he works his way onto the rear view mirrors, so far ahead of the other pilots. I'm not sure if he's even going to get to see them. There he's probably going to get a little bit of a view of Free there as he goes on to the super slalom. This is going to be the last portion of the track for SK Dare. And semi-final B, giving it away a little bit here as SK Dare makes his way into the top 4.
Good race,
that much
SK.
Closer to a Street League Sim
Yeah,
Nights
GG.
win.
Also, Sky, it did something a little different than what I've been doing. Like my game actually like froze up.
Oh, it
It's all
actually
good.
froze. Let me double check.
And then when it unfroze, I face planted. It's all good. It's
Okay,
okay.
I'm sorry about that.
Like, I had no lights, and then all the lights, and then I face planted.
Yeah, that's unfortunate. It just kind of went. Okay. So, who is our top 4? Let me go ahead and set that up real quick so that we can do pilot intros.
I get the smoke screen with my intro.
Yeah, dude, you get to run out, flex the Sky jersey.
Hell yeah. Right?
Team
I got
Sky.
you.
Love it. Okay, let's see. So we have SK Dare, Rocker Guy. There's Rocker Guy. There we go. Who was our semifinal A pilots? It was KB and Hyper.
Adrian has to drop.
There we go. All right. Go ahead and introduce our next group of pilots. We're going to be looking for SK Dare, Rocker Guy. Oh, that's not correct. Sorry about that. Our next group of pilots doesn't seem to want to cooperate. Here we go. We're going to look for SK Dare, Rocker Guy, KB, and Hyper. Go ahead and load up into the lobby when you are prepared to race. And we're going to look for Adrian to step down from that one. And then we will kick this off.
The way.
Or if our race director wants to move Adrian, that would be great too. There we go. We have our 4 pilots. Go ahead and ready up. So we're going to be changing things up here a little bit in the top 4. So the way this is going to work is we are going to be dropping our last place pilots. You're going to race not to get last in this race. And if you get last, you get dropped and miss out on your opportunity at taking the win. Until eventually we have a 1v1 at the end of the night to determine our Street League Sim Nights champion. All of our pilots are off and away. Right now, it It's tough to tell who is our leader. Right now, Hyper looking pretty solid though. And an unfortunate inactivity alarm from one of our pilots. We can deal with. Yes,
I got it.
Right now, the race super tight between all 4 of these pilots. Some incredible racing through the rear view mirror section. We see Hyper working as hard as he can to gain some space, but none of these pilots are going to let him have it. Going through the super slalom, it's going to be KB now making the pass on Hyper in the last turn of the lap. Is he going to be able to hang on to it? Now, all these pilots not necessarily racing for first, but specifically racing not to get last, as we're going to see Rocker Guy start to bump into that 4th place position. He's going to try to battle it out now with SK Dare as they go through the split S. Hyper in the lead, KB in second. Who is going to take the win? And it looks like Rocker Guy going down. It has not been his night.
I'll take 4th.
And he forfeits that one. So it looks like your advancees out of the first round, it's going to be Hyper, KB, and SK Dare. Hyper now taking the win from KB. Only about half a second separating them though, so I think we've got some more racing in us. As we lose Rocker Guy on this one. Congratulations though, Rocker Guy, 4th place, not too bad for the night. And thank you
I'm happy.
so much for
Good
joining
racing.
us.
Good race, Rocker. Good job getting 4th. Tonight was a tough round, so man, 4th is a good job.
Yeah, there's some fast pilots in this race tonight. We've seen them before kind of separately, but not all at once. So I think the level of competition has only gone up. So here are your next pilots.
Go KB. You got this.
Right, man. I don't know. Hyper and it's scary.
Just gotta keep the pressure on, man.
Here we go. We've
Focus,
got lights.
brother. Focus.
We've got tones. Away we go with KB in blue, Hyper in purple, and SK Dare in red. Looks like KB's going to get a really nice launch. He usually does. Is he going to be able to hang on to that brief lead, though, as Hyper working his way into the front? Oh, but they're side by side, KB and Hyper. It looks like KB got a little rowdy on that turn and made some stuff happen. Is Hyper, oh my gosh, that twist from Hyper almost pushes him into the lead, but unfortunately he clips the gate, and that's going to put him down into 3rd place. Are we going to lose Hyper here? Right now it's KB in the lead, SK Dare in second, and Hyper getting one of his big fishing hooks out, trying to reel in SK Dare to survive and make it to the 3rd and final round. We will see if he's able to do it. Right now we're going to take a quick peek here at our 3rd place position as Hyper works his way through lap number 2. All of our pilots on that lead lap. KB in 1st place, SK Dare in 2nd, and Hyper trying to pull something silly, but SK Dare has quite a bit of a lead here that he's going to try to hang on to for the last lap of the race. It's going to be KB, SK Dare, and Hyper. You can see the pack starting to compress here as they go into the final moments. It's just going to be the super slalom. It would have to be the craziest slalom of Hyper's life if he were to survive. It looks like KB is going to take the win. Hyper pushing on SK Dare, but not able to do it.
Oh, I thought he was gonna pass me.
I thought I had it.
That was close. 15
That was
tenths
epic.
of a second. Hyper
Was that-
came back.
Is that top of the leaderboard, KB?
No.
I'm 0.2 behind SK. Almost.
Oh my goodness. Was that a PB, KB?
Almost. Yeah, it was.
A PB from KB here in top 4. That's what it takes to win a top 4 round. Is he going to be able to do it one last time? It's going to be KB versus SK Dare. 2 OG DRL sim pilots working their way now
Let's get
back
it,
to the
KB.
top 4. Now the top 2. But congratulations, first and foremost, Hyper. You got 3rd place. Certainly nothing to sneeze at, considering the field. We appreciate you joining us tonight. But we're going to be continuing with our final heat of the night the 1v1 between SK Dare and KB. SK not quite expecting to get this far as he had a rough beginning to his night, but really cleaned things up in the Elite 8. And that let him get all the way to the final boss. That's going to be KB in blue, SK Dare in red. Through the first couple corners, who's going to take this race? It's going to be really tough to call. They're both side by side going through the split S, a really beautiful split S there from SK Dare, letting him catch up a little bit to KB, who was in the lead as SK Dare works to make the pass, but
Oh my
KB
gosh.
has the mistake.
As
and
far
the
as reset.
unfortunate respawn. He played the elements hit back. It looks like KB gonna be down in second place. Pretty far back now from SK Dare. SK Dare, I believe this may end up being one of his first Street League wins if he gets this. He's been on our podium several times. I don't know if he's gotten a win yet, so this may be his opportunity as he works his way through the second lap. And a mistake there from KB, gonna put him in second place.
Aren't you tired, SK? Go to sleep.
It's been a long night for SK Dare, a long grind. He's had to deal with the trash talk from opponents, but ultimately unfazed even by his own negative self-talk earlier on in the night. It doesn't matter though, because SK Dare is into the super slalom and the crash gate. He's gonna have a little bit of flair to take the win. SK Dare is there. Congratulations to KB on second place. But SK Dare is going to be your Street League champion for Sim Nights for tonight.
GG's, guys. GG's.
Congratulations.
I'm so
Great
sorry,
racing,
KB. I'm
Pilot.
fixing it right now.
Please do. Them far ass respawns.
That
That's the
really
second time I
was.
had to do that.
I know, I saw it happen. Now I know what gate it's on, so I can fix it.
That was a smack in the face. I'm sorry,
my
KB.
God.
It's cool. It's cool. Good job, SK Dare.
Yeah,
So
good job,
that
KB.
is going to be it. Your podium is going to be SK Dare taking the win. KB in second place and Hyper rounding it out for third. And that is going to round out our night. Thank you so much, pilots, again for joining us. We really appreciate all the talent you guys bring to the sport and all the entertainment we get to
Sky.
see on these live streams. But that's going to be it. Thank you so much for joining, everyone, and we will see you next time.